Mr. President.
I recognize the Democrat leader.
Mr. President, today, Senate Republicans have to decide: choose the American people or bow down to Donald Trump and his coterie of billionaires. Because this bill, as we have said for months, steals people's health care, jacks up their electricity bill, takes away their jobs, all to pay for tax breaks for billionaires. All month. Can we have order, Mr. President? All month, Senate Democrats have put this bill on trial in the court of public opinion. We've exposed how it steals Medicaid from more than 16 million Americans. We've exposed how it takes away food benefits from millions of hungry kids. We've exposed how this bill increases the debt by $3.5 trillion to bankroll billionaire tax breaks. We've shown how this bill increases the debt $1 trillion more than the House bill. We've shown how this bill cuts Medicaid even more than the House bill. We've shown how this bill kills climate jobs even more than the House bill. With every rewrite, Senate Republicans have made their bill more extreme, pro-billionaire, and more hostile to people's health care and livelihood. Why do they do that? There's a small group on that side of the aisle, MAGA hard right-wingers, who are dictating what's happened, and all the rest of the senators on the Republican side who know it's wrong go along. A small group. They don't represent more than 10% of the American people, but they're dictating what this body does. A, because of the rules we have, a simple majority, but B, because our colleagues on the Republican side lack the courage of their convictions to do the right thing for the American people. It's outrageous. Cutting people's health care, causing people to get sicker and to even die. Cutting people's health care so that it's certain almost that more people will die. Just to give tax breaks to billionaires. It is so destructive for Republicans to pass a bill like this at a time when people pay more for groceries, when people pay more for rent, pay more for child care, pay more for medication. It makes no sense to reward the billionaire class and special interests at the expense of everyone else. Look, there's nothing wrong with being wealthy, but they don't need another tax break. And they certainly shouldn't get a tax break by taking food from the mouths of hungry children. How outrageous, how cruel, how mean, how heartless, how uncaring. All to help the billionaires who they're enthralled to. And no surprise, make no surprise about it, many Republicans themselves don't seem all happy about the bill in front of them. We heard what our colleague from North Carolina had to say about this bill. My guess is about half, maybe even more than half of the Republicans in the Senate totally agree with him. But he had the courage to speak the truth, the backbone to speak the truth. But not our other colleagues. Senator Tillis spoke candidly. He was one of the few truth tellers on the other side. The bill devastates his state, but make no mistake about it, it'll devastate the states of most every Republican here. And year and month, week after week, month after month, year after year, when this bill passes, the destructive detritus will be all over their states. People losing jobs, people's costs going up, people not getting health care, hungry kids not getting food. It's a piece of legislation that Tillis can't sell back home, and you won't be able to either, my Republican colleagues. How can any senator go home and tell their constituents, I'm sorry, I took away your health care because I wanted to give tax breaks to billionaires? And yet, Republicans are dead set on walking off a cliff by passing a bill they know will be ruinous to their own constituents. That's why Senate Democrats forced this chamber to read the bill cover to cover. That's why we debated all day yesterday. And now, it's the Republicans' turn to vote. Later this morning, Very soon, we will begin the vote-a-rama process. Senate Democrats will bring one amendment after the other, again and again and again, to put Republicans on the record. We'll begin this morning with a motion to appeal the ruling of the chair to try and reverse Senate Republicans' brazen attempts to deceive the American people about the true cost of the bill. Republicans are doing something that has never been done before in the Senate by deploying fake math and budgetary hocus pocus to make it seem like their billionaire giveaways don't cost anything. That's obviously outrageous, and it's absurd that the budget chair is taking the Senate down this fact-free road. He is helping erode, even destroy the Senate. Every senator will soon have an opportunity to reject this.
Remind the senator of Rule 19.
Every senator will soon have an opportunity to reject this nonsense and vote for common sense budgeting. Americans will be watching. And later this morning, I will offer a very simple amendment to send this bill back to the Finance Committee so that we can get rid of any provision that raises health care costs for families and small businesses to pay for tax cuts for billionaires. And my colleagues will offer many other amendments here, too. And we will see once and for all if Republicans really meant all those nice things they've been saying about strengthening Medicare, about protecting middle-class families, or if they were just lying. The American people will find out in a few hours. Republicans have said they don't want to cut Medicaid. Today, we'll give you the chance. Republicans say they want to prioritize the middle class. Today, we'll give you the chance. Our amendments will give Republicans so many chances to defend Medicaid and SNAP and good-paying jobs and clean energy that if they say no, they'll regret it long after this debate is done. Finally, to my Republican colleagues, let me offer a warning in good faith. You all know that Donald Trump makes things up. He has no regard for the truth. When he talks about this bill, he's lying. When Donald Trump says this bill won't cut Medicaid, he's lying. When he says this bill will grow the economy, he's lying. When he says this is the best thing Congress could pass for our country, he's lying. So what are my colleagues on the Republican side going to do? Listen to someone who just makes things up? Listen to someone who peddles lies and fantasies? Follow Donald Trump off a political cliff by passing a bill that will be disastrous for the people back home? Or will my colleagues stand up for the American people? Stand up to protect health care, good-paying jobs, middle-class families? The American people will not forget what Republicans do in this chamber today. Yield the floor.
To my colleagues, it's going to be a long day, and I just want to remind everybody the rules of the Senate, Rule 19, no senator to debate shall directly or indirectly by any form of words impute to another senator or other senators any conduct or motive unworthy or unbecoming of a senator.
President.
I recognize the Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, we're going to vote here real soon on a bill that's been worked on for many, many months. And I want to start by thanking the staff on the committees, the relevant committees, the floor staff, everybody that's been around that has to put in the hours and get us to where we are today. They are extraordinary people who are very dedicated to their jobs and to public service, and we're grateful for that. And I will say, too, because we went through the reading of the bill, which the Democrat leader just pointed out was important for people to hear, through the middle of the night, and, I don't think there was a big American audience for that. I think a lot of people were at their jobs, working their shifts. People like nurses and firefighters who are going to benefit under this bill. To think that they were sitting there in their jobs watching the bill be read